Jake the Film Guy, Microbudgeter.com. In this video, we're going to talk about what you need to charge for your videos.
Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring.
Alright, first things first, you need to establish a floor price. Now, what do I mean by that? A floor price is a minimum price, a minimum charge that you're going to give to a client before you ever step foot on their turf. Meaning, this day and age, I won't do a video for less than $2,000. The $500, $1,000, $1,500 videos, those clients always end up being my worst clients. So I decided not too long ago to be $2,000. That would be my floor price. I don't do anything lower than that. You need to get a pen and paper right now and write down what your floor pricing is going to be. That's step one. Figure out what you will do a job for and don't compromise. Just because something sounds like a good deal, it probably isn't. And generally that'll happen with the lower costs. So don't do those jobs, okay? If you're just starting out, if you're a brand new noob, I understand you might need to do a couple of $500 gigs. A couple. But as your skills advance, as you get better as a cinematographer, as you get better with your sound, as you get better as a leader, and learn how to delegate and subcontract key skill set positions, well, then you're gonna wanna up your charge. You understand? Savvy? Hey, if you're getting value out of this video, I want you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can get more Scottish accents every time it's a Sunday or a Monday and you want to do a video. Hey, alright. Now, there are three different things that you can do to discern what you need to charge. First, there's trial and error. This can take a long time. Very headache-inducing. It's not really efficient. You will be waiting around in the dark, grasping at straws if you do the trial and error method. A lot of us, myself included, when we start doing video production as a side hustle and as a business, we don't know a thing about business. We're pretty good about all that artsy-fartsy stuff that makes a video, but when it comes to the business acumen that we need, we are severely lacking, so that part of the wing is really lopsided. Trial and error, don't recommend it. When I was a really green video guy, had my first W2 video job, I was talking to one of the guys on our staff who dabbled in video on the side. He was one of those really creative, very social, very outgoing, yellow type people if you go by the disc profile. He absolutely was just a tornado of a guy. He was doing video production on the side, on top of already making six figures at our place. In any event, he was talking about how you go downtown and some of these corporations just want those down and dirty, that's the word he used, down and dirty videos, $750 a pop's what he'll charge for a talking head video. When I was starting out, when I was really stupid, I didn't know any better. I thought $750 was a good deal. It's not. It wasn't for my skill set then. It's not for my skill set now. Maybe for you if you're brand new. But that trial and error process, it doesn't need to be a protracted one, which is why I recommend you jump into the second idea, if not the third. The second idea is go ahead, if you are near a metro, a big metro, Kansas City, Las Vegas, Boston, Chicago, wherever your nearest metro is, I want you to go to Google and type in video production company. You're going to get a list of different companies. Reach out to them. You can call them, you can email them, maybe they have a chat bot installed on their website. Go through their contact form, ask for a quote. Get a quote for a particular video. Maybe you have a client lined up. What you then do is you go and take the particulars of that client job and go to the video production companies around town and ask them, this is the video I'm going to shoot. What are you guys going to charge me for it? They'll probably get back to you at some point. 9 times out of 10, perhaps even more often, I've found that high dollar service companies, they'll get back to you. It absolutely behooves them as it does you to actually get back to prospects with a quote and to talk to prospects. It's not like you're selling a $50 product. You're selling a $5,000 service. So more often than not, you will get a response and they're going to give you a quote. When I was brand new and starting out, this is what I did. I asked the people around town because I had a video that I was potentially going to lock up and I needed to know what the heck to charge. Even though I don't have the overhead of these guys, I need to know where should I go in the pecking order here. And that's why I pulled out a spreadsheet. You can use Google Sheets, it's absolutely free. You write down the names of these companies, you write down what they would charge for this video that you have in question, and then figure out where you land in that stratosphere. That's the second approach. Do I think it's disingenuous? Do I think it's dishonest? I don't. Here's why. You might need to subcontract some of those guys later down the road, especially as you grow and advance in your skills and get to the point where you can't do everything by yourself. The best videos, no different than our films, are made with a team. So you're going to have to level up and start subcontracting or outsourcing stuff at some point. And you can be completely blunt and say, I'm brand new. I have no idea what to charge for this. What would you charge? But you don't have to. You can just say, I have this video. I want to know what it will cost me to do it with you guys. Who knows? You might need to hire them for that video. Knock two birds out with one stone. Third and final approach is you actually sit down and you itemize every single thing that goes into making the video. If you have gone through middle school math, you can do this. It's time intensive, yes, but it might be a worthwhile exercise for you to do it at least once. Start with pre-production. Pre-production is where you'll need to know, obviously, if you're going to be flying, will you have bags? Are you going to have a taxi cab, a Lyft, an Uber? Perhaps you will have to eat out 3 times a day while you're out of state for this particular job. If it's local, you're still going to have to ask yourself, do I need to rent gear? Do I need to hire subcontractors? I need to know all of these different things going into the shoot. And on top of those items that are project specific, I need to think about my overhead. Do I have errors and emissions insurance? Error and emissions insurance. E&O insurance, as it's more commonly called. Do I have general liability? Do I have a subscription service for accounting, for my website, perhaps for my email service? All the different things that make up your overhead. Even if you don't rent an office space or a co-op space downtown, if you are a home-based business, you still have overhead. You need to factor in these things as you are billing clients. After all, you got to pay the bill at some point, so you got to start thinking through these things now. And without pre-production, you have no production, so you might as well be thinking through all these different things during the first part of your video, the pre-production. But that does lead us into production. I find that when it comes to the 3 different phases, production generally has the smaller list of the 3. You need to be thinking about locations. How many of them are there? How many do you have to actually pay for? How many different days will you be shooting? Because whenever you have that crew from the first part of this whole itemization, then you have to address the idea of, well, how many days do I have my crew out there in the field with me? Well, that's a production cost. There are other production costs that you could have, but those are the biggest ones. When it comes to post-production, you need to be thinking about deliverables. Thanks to Redbox, you still have DVDs, Blu-rays, and thumb drives. These are all physical deliverables that you would be billing to the client. You need to be thinking about your time spent editing, sound, mixing, and mastering, color correcting, and color grading. You need to think about all the time it's going to take to export your video or videos for your client, as well as taking the original files plus the final deliverables and putting them into a cloud service. All of these things tie up your machine. They take time. Music costs, you can factor in your overhead when it comes to an Artlist subscription or maybe another service, perhaps Soundstripe. I use them. I like them because you can search by key. Maybe you need something in the key of A major versus something that sounds kind of down and mournful, like perhaps the key of E minor. You can't search by key with Artlist or some of these other guys. Maybe you're springing for the big kahuna music bed and paying for a single-use license of one of their songs. All of these things get factored into post-production. Voiceover, on and on and on. Special effects, visual effects, 3D effects. You can pile all of these things into that itemized quote for your client, and they fit nicely into the post or perhaps just regular old production categories, but it takes so much time. That's why I came up with the worksheet. It's a Google Sheet worksheet. You can check it out over on my website. It is something that if you have a Gmail, you can use for 1 week. You don't like it, send it back. No questions asked. I will not twist your arm, but what it will allow you to do is give your client a quote, an exact quote in the first conversation that you have with them. No waiting, none of these 24-hour turnarounds. You give them to the cent an exact quote for the services that they are asking for, and it gives them the peace of mind of knowing what they need to pay to hire you, and it gives you the peace of mind that you're going to get what you need. You're not going to underbid or undersell your services. This is a tool that will help you stand confidently on what you can do. Now, word of caution, you still need to learn sales training, you need to learn marketing, and you need to practice sales training daily. This tool is no substitute for that. You cannot get my worksheet and expect to be a champ. It'll give you a extra tool in your arsenal for closing deals, but by no means will it close the deals for you. You close deals, so get to it. I wish you the best of success. Keep creating with the King of Kings. God absolutely loves you, and I pray that he blesses you and your video production business, whether it's full-time, part-time, a side hustle, once in a blue moon, I don't care. Only you and God knows. But I do pray that he blesses you in your business and that you continue to lean into him and tell stories of the one true King, the hope of the world. Hey, if you're a veteran, I got information down below. If you're feeling kind of blue, we need you. Don't give up. Keep praying. Don't quit. And if you need something a little bit more, if you're looking for some additional help, if you got some kind of anger, habit, hurt, hang up, anything along those lines, check out the link below for Celebrate Recovery. It is a free, church-based, Christ-centered, Bible-centric recovery program, 12-step recovery program. A lot of metro cities have these Celebrate Recovery programs, and you can be surrounded and be accountable to and accountable with other brothers and sisters in Christ. Absolutely great program. Know a lot of people that are involved with it and highly recommend it. Until next time, until the next video, I want you to hit that like button if you found this information useful. I'll see you around.
Okay, good.
Not like it's gonna buy me another day.
What do you already know?
Well, it's terminal. I had Hodgkin's lymphoma at 18.